And welcome to Adrenaline Athletic Training in Corona. I'm Fernandez. That's David Zink on the other end. And, of course, in the middle here, head coach, co-head coach of Chaparral, the Pumas, Ryan Tukua. And thanks again for Adrenaline Athletic Training for hosting the BLITZ. We're excited to be here for another Wednesday night. And it's spring. A lot of teams are cranking up that spring ball. So, of course, we're talking football. And we're excited to sit down and talk with the Pumas as we look forward to another great season for them. And first off, the big stuff. He's got twin girls. You have twin girls. I've got two little girls. I mean, there's a pattern here.
There's a lot of girls here. What's there? 8. There's 8, 3, 3, and 2.
Yeah, I've got 2. But you guys got the twins.
Yeah.
Twins. Going to be 2 in 2 weeks.
So you don't sleep.
No, we sleep a little bit more now, but I don't think I'm gonna have any more kids because I think I'll end up with maybe twins again and 5 girls.
Was that out the gate?
Just
the oldest ones? The oldest one's twins?
No. I got a 4-year-old. She's gonna be 4. She's a girl, and then had twins that are.
I opened up with twins, and then had to talk the wife into possibly trying for a boy.
Yeah. My wife's trying to talk me into having a boy, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle another child.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
It is expensive, very expensive. Well, look at them. You got to feed that.
Yeah, I got enough boys, right?
You've got, what, 70 or 80 of your own boys on the football team.
Yep.
But Ryan Tukua coming off an 8-4 season last year. You guys punched your ticket to the playoffs. You won a playoff game. Great things happening for Chaparral. And, we're going to talk about a lot of things. But first off, just your general thoughts going into next season of how this team might look.
Well, obviously last year we only had one returning starter. And we started about 15, 16 underclassmen between sophomores and juniors. So we went through some trial and error, and we had some early losses that kind of helped us find who we were. And as we got in the league, we kind of found a groove and started to get in a rhythm of who we were, and hopefully we'll be able to build on that for next year.
So you're loaded actually this year because you had a bunch of juniors last year. So you're gonna have a pretty good veteran crew of kids. You got some younger JVs coming up to be able to supplement.
Yeah, we actually had 4 or 5 sophomores start on offense last year too. So we're looking at, I think we returned 9 guys on offense and 6 or 7 on defense, and we'll fill in the rest as we go along.
But you're playing a really, really tough league. So
yeah.
You need all the help you can get all the time, it seems.
Yeah, the league's going to be extremely. I mean, I know this is obviously going to be great again, and Great Oak's returning a lot of guys as well, and Marietta's tough, and Temecula and Mesa, they were all good last year.
Well, but the good news is we were looking at this earlier that of the Temecula schools, you're 15-1 against your fellow Temecula schools over the last. How many years?
Yeah,
I think it was 6.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty good record, yeah.
It's been a pretty good run, but we got our work cut out to maintain that next year.
Absolutely.
Now, you brought some great guys, and we're going to talk to them in just a second. But one guy, Malik Lawal, unfortunately we have to report that he tore his ACL. He's hoping to maybe be back at some point next season, but this is a kid that's picking up offers right and left. But just talk about what he meant to the team. I mean, that's a big hole to fill, right?
Yeah, Malik's a phenomenal athlete. Honestly, probably him and Talmadge Jackson, who played for us in 06, in my opinion, are probably the 2 best athletes we've had, just talent-wise, and it's a big loss. He's a big loss to the team, but we're gonna fight through, and we're gonna replace him with some other guys. And Malik's been there, still lifting with us, and still at the practices, and being a great leader, and he's gonna stay emotionally involved, and hopefully he'll get the opportunity to come back and help us out.
And this happened doing the triple jump for track. He already had his surgery, right? I mean, so he's kind of already on the road to recovery.
Yeah, he had his surgery. Triple jump. I guess it was probably his first league track meet, and we didn't really think it was much of anything. And then all of a sudden, 3 weeks later, they say, yeah, he tore his ACL. So it's unfortunate. He's a phenomenal kid. 3.9 GPA, 41-inch vertical, and has all the intangibles. So it's definitely a big loss. And but we're gonna keep battling through, and it's gonna be someone else's opportunity to step in and take that spot.
And Malik, we hope you're watching, because we're hope for the best for you. So hopefully we'll see you. Like I said off the air, when you guys are playing in the CIF finals, Malik can make his big return for that championship game, right?
Well, yeah, that'd be the hope, right? And, and we got our work cut out as a preseason as well. So we would have loved to have him, but we're gonna have to move along with that.
What's your preseason?
We're starting up with Victor Valley, game 1. And then we have Tesoro, Oceanside, Carter, and Mission Viejo.
And you played Tesoro and Oceanside last year, correct?
We did. and we lost to Sore in overtime, and Oceanside beat us as well. So we got to get some revenge there.
Yeah, absolutely. But you play a rather difficult preseason. Did you think that helped you last year? Because you came on strong as the season wore on.
Yeah, I mean, I think as a coaching staff, we kind of predicted that we might hit some bumps in the road early on just because of our lack of experience and lack of, an identity. The Tesoro game is probably where we kind of found who we were going to be. That's where Austin Reza, our quarterback, that was his first game starting, and he threw for about 340 yards. And as an offense and a team, we kind of started to find out who we were, and we kind of, got better from that point on.
So why don't you tell us a little more about the quarterback? I'm going to get up here and switch the camera around.
Actually, I got a better question for you. Last week we were speaking with Coach Logan, and we talked about the fact that the Big 8, he thinks is going to end up over in the Pac-5. And there's also been some talk that maybe the Southwestern League would end up in the Pac-5 too, when they get done with this. I mean, do you have any thought on that? Have you heard much about that? And
yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of different ideas. The one that I've heard probably most common is the same as Matt, with the Big 8 going out there, and then Mission Viejo's league coming into our division, and then quite possibly the Hart and Valencia coming in our division as well, and then Rev going into the division with Rancho Verde and stuff. That's what I've heard.
And I mean, if you not going and them going, that just opens things up. I mean, it's been for the Southwestern League and the Big 8 League, it's pretty much been a lock that the Inland Division is going to be running through either one of those schools for at least a decade.
Yeah, I mean, we're hoping to kind of make that hump this year no matter what. We haven't been past the second round since 2009, so I know that's a goal of ours, is to get back in that Final Four range and see what happens.
That's great.
Hey, Coach, why don't you introduce us to your three fine young gentlemen over? You can sit there. We can
right.
hear it. Yeah, and I'm going to swing the camera around, but go ahead and introduce these guys.
All right, over on the left, we have Kyle Hoppy, and Kyle Hoppy plays center for us. He's was second team All-State last year, and he was first team All-CIF, and he's just a great player, a great leader for us. In the middle, we have Mason Walter. Mason Walter plays left tackle. Currently has 14 scholarship offers, and he's just keeps getting better every day. We're excited to have him. And then on the right side, we have Darian Moulton. Darian was first team All-State last year, first team All-CIF. Currently has 6 or 7 scholarship offers, and obviously a great player.
Man, all this talent right in front of me, so I'm just going to say 10-0, right? Does that sound good, 10-0 for this season?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Darian, I mean, you guys were good last year. You've got a lot of these guys coming back. You're standing, next to 2 of them. I mean, so you got to feel at least optimistic, right, about what you guys can do this year?
Yeah, I believe in our team, and I think we could go very far if we just stay dedicated and keep working hard.
And this is for Mason and Kyle over here. I've talked to some other teams, and they all say, look out for Chaparral, and it all starts up front. They're big, they're mean, they're going to push people around. I mean, what can you say about the offensive line this season for the Pumas?
Well, we got 4 returning starters this year. We're looking pretty good. We've gotten some pretty good work in the off season, and we've been getting bigger and stronger, and we're going to be a pretty big force this year. So, yeah.
Kyle, it all starts up front, right? The big guys in the trenches?
That's it, yeah. I mean, we keep on getting better every single practice. Our offensive line, I feel that we're working really hard right now. We're really coming together, and that's where it starts, and I think we're going to be really good this year up front.
You guys in spring ball already?
We haven't started that yet, but
Not
we're
yet?
going to soon. Yeah.
All right, so, you get into spring ball, you see what you got. I mean, obviously you play in the Southwestern League, so you're going to be facing a lot of good teams. Just heard your non-league schedule, too. You're playing some good teams there. I mean, what do you guys feel like you have to do right? What do you guys, where are you going to be strong at? What do you guys have to do right to be successful this upcoming fall? Darian?
I say we just need to stay focused, and we all need to stay focused on we want to win CIF, and that's got to be our main goal, and we just got to stay dedicated.
Hey, Mason, let me ask you, do you have a rainbow loom, or who made you? Hey, right here, brother. All right, so my 7-year-old daughter made mine. Who made your rainbow loom bracelet?
My sister made mine.
Because I was getting a little worried if you had your own rainbow loom and you get done with practice and you go home and you're making bracelets for everybody on the team. But okay, so your sister made it. That's cool. All right, that's cool.
His sister.
My sister.
Yeah, exactly.
Coach is over there. He doesn't have a sister. But have you guys looked at your schedule to see when you play Vista? I mean, is that a game you kind of highlight on your schedule? We'll start with Mason. He's got the bracelet.
Yeah, week 9, that's when we play Vista. It's actually on Halloween this year, so yeah, it'll be a big game. The crowd's gonna go crazy. It'll be a good one.
Hey, Kyle, do you guys get up for that Vista game? Obviously, every game in the Southwestern League's big for you guys, but Vista's kind of been that team to beat for you guys, and for everyone in the Southwestern League.
Yeah, I mean, last year we kind of got away from us, but this year I think we have definitely a really good chance, and so we're gonna come out strong and hopefully come out with a W.
And we'll go back to Darren. Do you know those guys? I mean, whether it's Murrieta Valley, Vista Murrieta, Great Oak, I mean, when you line up against them, you're like, man, I know him, I'm friends with him. I mean, do you know a bunch of these guys that you're going up against?
Yeah, pretty much from every school I know a couple players, and that just makes it that much better to try and beat them because we all hang out, so if they beat us, they're going to talk crap to us, so It's always good to get the win.
All right, so next year, you've got that tough Southwestern League schedule, the non-league schedule. You're coming off an 8-4 season, which is great by all means. You've got a lot of talent. I mean, tell me big picture goals. I mean, big picture goals for the Pumas this year. I mean, best case scenario, what are you guys doing this year, Mason?
CIF championship. That's the number one goal. After that, we're trying to go to the state. That's the next step to it. But number one is CIF championship. That's us right there. We're looking forward to it. We got a pretty good chance this year, so yeah.
Kyle, same thing?
Yeah, well, I know that Coach has been talking a lot about league championship this year, so I think we got to do that first and then get into playoffs. So I think our number one goal this year is league championships, and then we'll start playoffs and see how it goes from there. But CIF championship, definitely. That's our vision this year.
Now, Stan Hunt's the other co-head coach, but we got Tukua here, so we'll put him on the spot. What kind of coach is he? How would you describe his style and practice on the sidelines? He seems like a pretty, easygoing, fun-loving guy. I mean, how would you describe Coach Tukua, Darren?
I say he's a great coach on and off the field. He's always there for us no matter what. He teaches us to be a young man, and also on the field, when it's practice, he means business. And excuse me, he always is focused on. He knows we want to win CIF, so that's his main goal too. And he just wants us to be the best we can be.
And he wants to keep the offensive line happy, so he feeds you guys, right? I mean, he told me your secrets, PB&J. I love PB&J as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. Coach Tukua, he's a great guy. He wants the best for all of us, not just the O-line, but all of us on the team. He pushes us to be our best, and he's a great coach.
Come on, any dirt on Tukua over here? I mean, give me something.
Not really. I mean, every single day, I know one of his huge things is the weight room. So we're working every single day, and I know he pushes us so hard in there, and it's really paying off. And we're just going in a really good direction right now. And great coach.
So they're hitting the weight room. They're eating lots of peanut butter and jelly. You can see they're huge and they're strong. I mean, they're ready for this season. So we're gonna go back to Coach Tukua over here and finish up our interview as we look forward to next season with Chaparral. And Coach, let me ask you, we're talking about player personnel and who's coming back and stuff. Quarterback, Austin Reza, he's still your guy for this upcoming fall?
Absolutely. I know our whole team believes in him. He had a great season for us last year. He stepped into a very difficult situation in which he was battling with two other guys for the job, and we gave him an opportunity against Oceanside in week 3 or week 2. And he kind of just went from there and really proved to the whole team and the whole program and the entire program realized that Austin Reza was our quarterback and our whole team has his back 100%.
All right, so Austin's back. How about the field? We heard you might be getting turf, or what's the situation? We heard there might be some updates, right?
Yeah, so initially they were going to put in our field right after this after graduation, but they're actually going to delay that and they're going to start it after our season next year.
Oh, after your
so that we can play our home games at Chaparral.
Gotcha, because we heard something like you guys were getting a new field in Temecula Valley as well.
Temecula is going to start theirs right after graduation.
Okay.
And then ours is going to start right after our season.
Does that mean they're going to play on your field while theirs is being done?
They might have a couple games at our field and Great Oak and other schools around town. So.
Gotcha. You got anything else, Zink?
No, you got some big boys right there. I bet you, any of your other linemen that size?
Yeah, we got our left our right guard, Bryce Kwasny, he's a sophomore. He's about 6'3", 270. He started for us last year. And we also have our left guard coming back. He started. He's the small one. You know, he weighs about 240. And so we have a few other guys battling for the right tackle spot, which is the one that we replaced from last year.
So I mean, you've obviously cut your duties to part-time in a way because you have other young kids, twins, the whole deal. I mean, how hard is that for you? Because I know you obviously want to be there for your family, but you've also got like a football family sitting there too. I mean, that's got to pull between.
Well, unfortunately, nothing really changed at all. You know,
So
we had plans to change last spring, and 2 days into spring practice, it was pretty obvious that nothing was going to change. So there really wasn't any change at all, and it's okay. We have a great staff, and you know, I'm very lucky to have all the great coaches we have. But the reality is, you know, it takes a whole village to make it run, and it takes all of us working together. And
But what about at home?
it's difficult. Yeah, so you know, I know between May and the end of November, I think I missed dinner and bath time about 140 times last year. So
But
we'll see how that goes.
You know, in a football family, right? I mean, it's not a bad thing. I'm sure you make it work.
Yeah, I have a great family. I love my wife. She's very supportive. You know, and I love my kids. So, you know, it's hard to balance it all because you love everything. You know, you love your football players. You love, our school's great.
Well, it's no different from Pepper and myself doing the job that we do. That you have time
Rolling
before
late,
you're away.
get up early.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know.
You
You just try to balance it out and try to make everyone happy, right?
make your moments work, right?
Yeah.
In the off season, you take them on nice vacations. You do
We
nice
did.
things.
Yeah,
You get that
exactly.
quality
Yeah.
time in, right?
Yeah, we went to Hawaii for spring break. My sister lives there. It was perfect.
Oh, there you
So-
go. See, I'll get you through another football season. Hey, remember
more
I took you to
season.
Hawaii? Remember that?
Yeah, so she's probably gonna want Jamaica or something next year.
Yeah.
Right? I
If you
gotta watch it.
If you want an All-CIF season from any one of your athletes, why don't you challenge them with become All-CIF and I'll take you to Hawaii with me next spring?
You know, we do a lot of challenges like that. I don't know if I'm gonna take them to Hawaii though.
You have a built-in babysitter. Hey, you got the kids.
Hey,
My wife and I are gonna go.
These guys, I don't trust these guys watching my kids. I like them, but
Well, I remember when, because I was in television before this, my wife bought me a pillow for our bed, and it says this marriage is put on hold or put on pause for football season because she just didn't really see me that much. She saw me like one day of the week, and it was kind of in passing. So I get it, and now having kids has just compounded that.
yeah, kids change your life obviously for the better, and being a coach, it changes things dramatically just because you're used to getting home from practice tired and then just grabbing dinner and laying on the couch and going to sleep. Instead, now you come home and you teach them how to ride their bike and read books, and so.
Well, with grown kids, I don't even know if my wife knows I'm gone.
Yeah, exactly. See, she's happy
I come
you're
home
gone.
and she says, "You were gone?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Where did you go?"
Yeah, seriously.
a little different.
Yeah, I hear you. Roll in. It's like, hey, are you giving them the bath? Yeah, who's reading to them tonight? Did you pack their lunch for school tomorrow?
I know.
All that stuff. So.
It's all a challenge,
Well,
but.
and bracelets. Obviously, your kids don't love you as much as his.
No, my girls just aren't old enough. I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
I'm
it'll
sure
happen.
I'll get them in probably a year or so.
Well, first, actually, if you want a full disclosure here, they made me one that was mostly pink and yellow, and I said, oh, I don't know if I could do that. And they're like, well, what colors do you want? Well, my favorite baseball team's the Mets. Make me a blue and orange, and I'll wear it. So my 7-year-old, she looks every single day. She'll say, hey, Daddy, did you wear that? And I take off my wedding ring, my bracelet, and I put it in the same spot. You're a creature of habit, too. You put it in the same spot when you get home every night, and she looks, make sure it's there. You're going to put that on, right? I'm going to put that on. So
Why take it off?
I shower with it. I leave it on all the time. That way I don't forget it. So because I put it down, and so. Oh, you'll have one. I mean, Mason has one, so.
Well, I'm not going to go by what Mason has.
It's a good look, and we're looking for big things from Chaparral this upcoming fall. And co-head coach Ryan Tukua, you're awesome. Thank you so much for coming up. We really appreciate it. And
Thanks so much.
we know it's tough when it's in season to get up here because you guys are in Temecula, but we appreciate
Yeah,
in the
last year
spring
I
ball.
asked Vinny when he was coach. I said it was the week we were going to play him. I said, did you leave practice early? I mean, how'd you get down there?
Yeah, but Vinny's a different animal.
Yeah, he is.
He's fantastic,
Oh,
man.
he's awesome, man.
Yeah.
We actually he had all the coaches over there from the Southwestern League after the season to watch some of the bowl games. It's pretty
did he
cool.
really?
Yeah, we were on his backyard, and
That is awesome.
yeah, it was
Why
cool.
didn't
Why weren't we invited?
He's a cool guy.
He is.
We actually played against each other in college
Oh, did you really?
Where did you play?
at Cal Lutheran, and he played
Awesome.
at Claremont. Yeah, so it's pretty funny.
Do you remember him from college?
We both played linebackers, so You know, I remember his name, but I wasn't.
That's crazy because when he was in high school, he reported on football games like I did.
Really? Yeah, right.
He did. He swear to God. He worked for the Press Enterprise. He did. He strung games for us.
He's got a lot of skills.
He does. Well, I'd like to. He wakes up from nightmares every day, though. Apparently, right, Pep?
Oh, and Malik Lawal was one. I don't know if you caught that
That's
show.
right.
Malik was one of his nightmares.
He can sleep calmly now, knowing.
Now Malik's made himself my nightmare. You know, from
because you want him on the field.
When he texted me the night that he said he tore his ACL, I thought he was joking. I was like, Malik, that's not very funny. And sure enough, he was serious.
Is he a jokester? Like, is that something he would pull?
Yeah, I mean, just like
Yeah.
So, and after you hit the heavy bag for a little bit, you called him back, said, "It's all right, don't worry about it, we'll get there."
Yeah, it was. I still haven't recovered quite, but
Does it give you nightmares? Because it would give Vinny nightmares.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I would have loved to have it.
I think he gave Vinny nightmares. Anything Vista Marietta gives him nightmares.
I think Robert Weber did.
Robert
You
Weber
saw
gave
Robert
him
Weber
nightmares.
in the playoffs.
Yeah, we saw him with a mud ball throwing the most perfect balls I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That'd be the one thing. I hope Centennial's out of our division starting to play him anymore. We've played him
You're not
10
the only
times. We've played him more than anybody.
Have you really?
10 times.
Yeah. And your record is?
2-8. Yeah.
I remember I was there for both of those, I believe.
Yeah.
You guys beat them in the championship.
The semifinals.
Or semifinals,
2009.
that's right.
Yep. And then in 2006.
That's right. And there was also the Bronco game, right?
Yeah, that was after it. That was the game right after that.
That was fantastic. That was fantastic. We won't go into that one,
We'd love
though.
to have that game happen again, but we got a lot of work ahead of us to make that happen.
Well, Coach, it was great to talk with you. Hope to see you again soon.
Hey, thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, Coach. We appreciate it. Hey, guys, thanks. We got Kyle Hoppy doing like his catwalk something over here. Like he's walking.
Back to weightlifting, guys.
Yeah.
Right over here. We could have got Kyle. You know what you should have done?
You could go work out.
You should have got Kyle benching 315 about 12 times.
Then he gets hurt, and you blame us, Coach. Then all of a sudden, I'm a bad guy.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're like, what are you trying to do, kill my guys?
I know.
Oh, you can lift it. It won't give you a hernia, I promise.
He probably could do it 20 times.
Thanks a lot, guys. Take care now.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. Safe drive back to Temecula. That was awesome.
It always gets better.
Oh, man. So
Let me hit stop on the recording there.
Pumas are obviously in good hands. It's too bad for Malik Lawal, one of the top players in all the area. And you heard, Coach, he's got all these Division I offers coming from all over the place. But
yeah, I was.
man,
it marvels me how big kids are getting these days.
Mason was massive. I mean, Kyle Hoppy was not exactly little either.
No, and Moulton, right?
Darian Moulton, yeah.
He's after I saw the last name, I recall him. He's very good.
He was very good. I mean, those three, along with Malik Lawal, was kind of that centerpiece of Chaparral, of the returning players. So
man, that's a big hit for Chaparral.
yeah, they're gonna.
Luckily, it happened early.
And that's the thing. Coach was saying off the air, Malik has this, pie in the sky. Hey, maybe I can get back by the time Southwestern League play rolls around. Realistically, maybe playoffs. I don't know. It depends how deep they go into the season.
And that type of injury that you do not want to try and rush back from, it's got to be right, because all you're going to do is do more damage. I mean, the ACL is the real stable. It stabilizes the knee. So I mean, you really don't want to mess that one up. But I'm sure they'll take great care of him, and I'm sure he'll make it back. Anyways, he's a kid. They heal like crazy.
Yeah, they bounce back, and he's got a big future in front of him, so you don't want to jeopardize that.
Absolutely.
We'll stick with one other football note. Grand Terrace is looking for a new head coach. I spoke with their former coach now, Harold Strauss, on the phone today. And Coach Strauss on Monday, the same day that the Titans opened up spring ball, had his second hip replacement surgery. So he did one side of his hip back in 2010. He got hip replacement surgery on the other side on Monday. And he said it's something that, it was very hard last season. He kind of saw the writing on the wall, was hoping to push it off. Just couldn't do it. He had to get it done. And, his players, his kids, everyone around him said, you know what? You're a great coach. We love to see you on the sidelines. But the most important thing is let's get healthy, be 100% healthy. And then once you fully recover, then we can maybe revisit, the coaching game and see if you want to get back in.
I'm sure he'll be up in the press box with a headset on telling people what they should be doing.
Hey, here's a funny story.
He's a great guy, but he has a lot of football knowledge, and he's steered a few programs in the right direction. So
he certainly knows what he's doing, and he didn't rule out a possibility of being like an advisor or a mentor of sorts to whoever steps in as the head coach at Grand Terrace. But he did say this, and you'll like this. His 5-year-old grandson Ryan thought it was really cool that Grandpa got a new hip because he's like a robot. So he's literally calling Coach Strauss, his grandpa, man, you're like a robot now. You've got a new hip, and it's metal, and this and that.
He's got 2. I guess he didn't remember the first one.
I guess not. He was only 5, so I guess that'd make him like a year old when he got the other side done. But at least one person was very excited, and I know Coach Strauss, once the soreness and the recovery is over, he'll be excited to get this done and kind of.
Did he say he was going to come back?
He said it depends on the other side after the recovery, that he wants to come back. Obviously, it won't be this season. If for some reason he was able to come back in some sort of capacity this year, it would just be as an advisor,
right,
kind of helping out.
No, but I just mean when he is healthy, does he plan on actually coaching again, or is that something he's like, I'm getting up there? Because, nothing against Coach, but he's not a younger guy.
I think he's 55, 56, I think.
Hell, he's got years.
Yeah, he called it quote, he called it a possible sabbatical. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so maybe this will just be temporary, and he'll be back in the coaching game very soon. Once again, we are live from Adrenaline Athletic Training in Corona. We just had the Chaparral Pumas on. We've got it all going on. We have your basketball coach, Cliff, over here. We've got, I think it's the Adrenaline softball team, right?
It is.
Back here. We got more basketball. We've got softball going on over here. So this
doubling
place is
up
busy right now.
And I think it's a test results day for the softball team. And from what I hear, they're very, very good.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Are they
Really
nervous?
good.
I'd be nervous around a test, but test, I get nervous around tests.
Yeah.
I'd be nervous to do the test.
I fail a lot of tests.
I'm not surprised.
I'm just
actually.
kidding. I don't. What are you? Come on.
Are you kidding?
Are you kidding
me?
Are
you kidding?
I fail tests.
All right.
I was trying to connect with the kids. Oh, sorry. Hey, Gramps says he fails tests.
Gramps. All right, moving on to softball. The King softball team has really rolled out to a nice lead in the Big 8 League standings. They picked up a win against second-place Roosevelt yesterday in some pretty blustery conditions, very similar to what you're seeing today out there across the Inland Empire. It was very windy out there, but they were able to beat Roosevelt 3-zip. I know Norco and Santiago are playing today. Those are 2 other teams still in the mix.
Paloma Valley actually canceled their game today because of wind.
Yeah, I think
David Lassen went all the way out there to get whipped with dirt before coming back.
So he made the drive only to find out.
And he walked all the way to the field to find out they weren't playing.
Were they practicing? Someone had to stop him and say, hey.
Somebody told him, obviously.
Yeah.
But he walked all the way out there, and he said he got really dirty because it was just dusty.
That happened to me yesterday, we were talking about.
We were talking about, ring around the neck or whatever it was.
I came home, and I pulled off my collared shirt, and it was just caked with dirt all the way around it. And my video camera, I'm going to have to really clean that thing off because it was just a mess. I
can believe it. It's been rather blustery the last couple days.
It has been, and I'm going to show you some highlights in just a second of Roosevelt and King from yesterday. And what I did not put in the highlights was one of the batters hit a pop fly, which would have been somewhere in the infield, maybe towards the dugout, somewhere on the playing field. And the wind just grabbed it, pushed it behind the backstop, and just nailed this car. So this lady was just sitting there parked, not a parking spot, it was like a road that she just kind of stopped, maybe to pick up a kid or something, and just wrong, bad timing, wrong place, wrong time, and the ball just took like a 90-degree turn and boom.
I guess Kyle went to the Ranch Cucamonga Quakes game, and the left fielder for the Ranch Cucamonga Quakes, after a ball going in some odd direction towards the left, he was playing left field and it was going towards the fence, the side, foul side, and when he ran into it and didn't make the catch, I guess he cursed the wind. So that's what Terry Pearson told me.
He cursed the wind. Blame it on the wind.
He says, "What are we playing in the wind for?" Soft baseball players.
So Paloma was canceled. Paloma, who was it? Paloma Valley and...
I wish I could tell you, but Paloma Valley was playing a softball game today, and it was canceled.
And I think there's other ones that have been canceled as well. I know there's the fire going on in Rancho Cucamonga, some of those baseline league games.
That's right, yeah. Los Osos was canceled. I think because of the fire.
Yeah, so obviously the wind's not helping that wildfire situation over there. But back to the King-Roosevelt game in windy conditions. Let's check out the highlights as King went on the road and pulled off a big 3-0 win against the Mustangs.
The King softball team is still king of the Big 8 League this season so far after blanking second-place Roosevelt on Tuesday. The Wolves are now 5-0 after their first round in the land of the Big 8. I'm Pep Fernandez, and this is HS Game Time. Let's go on campus at Roosevelt. King posted 3 runs right off the bat in the top of the first inning. Now bottom of 1. The Mustangs threatening runner on third, but Wolves ace Alexis Osorio collects the K. Top of the second, Mustangs hurler Delaney Thompson settles in after the rough start in the first inning. The throw to first for the out. To the second, more Osorio. Bring him up. Later in the second now, Roosevelt, Boston Ledlow. The base hit to right. The wind just grabs that ball and pushes it towards the right field line. Ledlow with a double, but the Mustangs left her stranded. To the third, Osorio cruising along. And in the fourth, yeah, you guessed it, hashtag Circle K. Osorio cruising in the circle for King. Top of the fifth now, Roosevelt's Thompson gets the fly out to left field. She didn't have the strikeouts like Osorio, but she was sending the Wolves down in order. Osorio now in the fifth, a couple more strikeouts. She was not giving Roosevelt a chance to get back into this game. In the sixth, runners on second and third for the Mustangs, but Osorio comes up big time with the strikeout. Top of the seventh now, King's Gabby Alvarez slaps the triple down into the right field corner. Alvarez on third, but the Wolves would leave her on board. Delaney Thompson had retired 20 straight batters before that Alvarez triple. She keeps it a 3-zip game as Roosevelt heads to the bottom of the seventh and down to its final 3 outs. The Mustangs, Kaylin Rubalcava singles to center field, and she gets it cracking for Roosevelt. But as soon as they get a rally going, Osorio slams the door shut by striking out the side. She finished with 15 strikeouts in the ballgame as King wins 3-0 behind a 3-hitter from Osorio. And the Wolves are now the team to beat in the land of the Big 8.
Yeah, it can be special, and we have a lot of special girls, and that already makes it special. But in terms of defending our title, we never look down the road. We have all season been talking about one pitch at a time because that's all you have. One inning at a time. You can't do anything about the past but make adjustments, and you don't know what the future holds. So we're playing one inning at a time, one at bat at a time, one pitch at a time, and that's really where we stay. Another thing that we've talked about is not getting too up or too down. It's not getting ready for the big game. It's being prepared for every game.
Perfect. Thank you.
I mean, you just have to play your best game each game because the Big 8, it's a good league. There's good teams and good pitchers, everything. So it's just an iffy game every game. So you just got to play your best. No, it just really felt great that our team just came together and played as a team. But, I mean, there's still work to come along the way, so.
We've been, the last few weeks, getting a lot better at coming out and scoring early rather than later, and I think that just helps Alexis's pitching even more and even more confidence on the mound than what she already has. Her pitching it's such a weapon, and she's worked really hard at her skill set, and she's right where she needs to be as a senior in high school.
So Alexis Osorio getting it done, 15 strikeouts, a 3-hitter against Roosevelt, and we invited them on the show, and they were excited about coming on the show. The only problem was
Ditch day.
Yeah, the BLITZ fell on their senior ditch day. So, well, I mean,
do they call it ditch day? They call I don't know.
They call it senior day. I think that's the PC term.
Yeah, whatever.
But it's like
they didn't go to school. That's ditching.
They're going to do whatever they want.
Truants,
to do
bunch of truants. You know what? Why is it every year you have a pitcher that kind of just knockdown drag, really good pitcher? I mean, dealing every game. And Rachel Osorio is exactly that pitcher. I mean, there's not a lot of people who've gotten into her this year.
No, I mean, if EPJ was here, he'd be gushing all over her. I mean, there's always, you said, that one pitcher every year that just dominates, and this is her year. She's a senior. We've seen her kind of being groomed the last couple of years. I mean, she was always good. Her senior year, she's just exploded and been awesome. And she's going
to Alabama, you said?
She's going to Alabama, and as you know, you've covered enough softball. Like, if you have just a one dominant pitcher, you get into the playoffs, you just ride that pitcher all the way to the championship.
And that's how you win a championship. I don't know many championships where there's like a 2-3 pitcher rotation that wins it. They do happen, but it's usually a team that has a very strong pitcher that just dominates the division. Gets through. And last year there was what's the girl from
Erica Romero at
Santiago.
And then the year before that was Emily Lockman at Norco. So you see the pattern here, the Big 8 League. I mean, you can almost pencil in a Big 8 League team playing for that Division I championship every year. We've seen Santiago and Norco make a habit out of it.
God, I'm sick. No, I'm just kidding. I was about to go, God, I'm sick of the Big 8. That's what everybody else says.
Yeah, everyone else outside of the Big 8. But, that goes with...
Hey, we had Poly on last week. They're an Inland Valley team, and they're pretty darn good
Division
team.
I, too.
And
they're Division I as well. So, I mean... They got to play some of these schools. Could we have a Big 8 Inland Valley showdown
that'd be nice
in the playoffs?
It'd be nice to see, wouldn't it?
It would be.
A King Riverside Poly championship.
Could that happen?
I don't know if it's likely.
There could be a scenario.
Well, we'd have to talk to the softball guru. I'm sure he could figure out a way to get that done.
There could be a scenario where that could happen, but
Eric, text us now.
Yeah, is he at a game right now?
I don't know where he is.
I don't either, but with that said, Alexis has been doing that in the Big 8 League, so she's been putting up.
Well, every time I open up the paper, it's like no hits, 1 hit, 12 strikeouts, a walk. That's good stuff.
Just a normal day at the office when you're Alexis Osario. So now let's go to baseball. King softball's been doing great. If you want to talk about maybe some team doing something similar on the baseball diamond, we haven't talked much about the Kaiser Cats, and I want to call them up for just a second here because they've quietly, and they actually beat your nephew's team, Arlington, Saturday. They've quietly put together a really, really good season. Did your nephew Wyatt Moore say anything about facing Kaiser?
Not a word.
Not a word. That's probably why, because they got beat 7-2.
He
He didn't want to talk about it, huh?
What are you going to do? You're going to come home and go, oh, yeah, these guys handled us.
Man, that Kaiser team's really good. They're 18-1, 9-0 in the Sunkist League. Their only loss all season long was to JW North. 4-1 was that score. So they've won 15 in a row, and their big 1-2 punch, you're looking at one of them right there, Ryan Moda, and the other guy, Chris Mathewson, on the mound, in the batter's box. Big 1-2 punch for the Cats. And in terms of teams, local teams that we could be seeing playing for the CIF Championship, we've got a handful in Division II with those Southwestern League schools. But Kaiser could be doing the same, I believe, in Division IV. So we haven't given the Cats much love. We know they're good at football, but they're also pretty darn good at baseball as well. So.
And going around baseball, what other, like Sunkist, where are some of the other teams in the Sunkist?
It's Kaiser and everybody else. I mean, Grand Terrace isn't bad. Fontana's not bad. I mean, there's some schools, fighting for second place, but Kaiser, like some of these other leagues, we'll get to the Mountain Pass in just a second, where that one school is just kind of running away, and there's a lot of separation between that first place team.
So you're going to Tahquitz next?
I am going to Tahquitz next because remember we talked about Tahquitz
Titans
last week, and since then, here's what their record is now. They're 20-1 on the season, 10-0 in the Mountain Pass League. There's only 5 games left in Mountain Pass play, and they're 4 games up. So if you do the math, if they win tomorrow, I think they're playing West Valley, I want to say. They clinch already at least a share of the Mountain Pass League title, which would be their 5th in a row. So, I mean, this is domination. They're not a very old school. I think we found out today, just 6 years of varsity baseball.
We argued about that for a moment.
We did.
And then we got into the whole Titans. Where are the Titans?
There's a lot of, we found out there's a lot of in this area.
We pointed out there's a lot of Titans in this area.
There are a lot
Some
of
us didn't know, others did.
Hey,
right?
I got the, what were the 2 obvious I got? I got Tahquitz and, was it Grand Terrace?
Those are the 2 you got.
And then you pointed out
Temecula, or Temescal Canyon.
And there's one other one.
The 4th one in the area?
Yeah.
Oh, Notre Dame, my alma mater.
Your alma mater.
Oh yeah.
Those guys.
Yeah, and then there's many others though. There's a good chunk of Titans very popular. We were talking about this, right? Titans, and then Eagles and
Cougars.
Cougars.
I think it was. There's
Cougars
also a couple
big.
Mustangs in the area, so some of the popular names.
Very
right
creative,
now.
very creative.
And I think David Lassen pointed out. Maybe we should have a tournament of just the Titan baseball teams.
The Titan tournament.
Or the Clash of the Titans.
Whoa!
Hello.
David.
So.
There we go. It's a marketing opportunity. We'll look into that. We could webcast every one of the games.
We could maybe go to one of these minor league parks and just do a little round robin action all day long, right?
How about we put a team together?
Oh, that wouldn't be very good.
Okay, never mind.
That would be really bad.
I tried.
But
So we're talking about the Garcia brothers?
going back to the original Titans, we're talking about Tahquitz. The Garcia brothers have Tahquitz in very good position to win the league title, possibly make another deep run in CIF. They made the quarters last year. But Anthony Garcia is a senior, Casey's a junior, and a big reason why the Titans right now are 20-1 on the season and on the verge of winning another Mountain Pass League title.
Well, growing up, it's always been competition, so it's like we're always trying to outbeat one another, always trying to say who's better. But it's actually good because it motivates us to work harder. But as long as we kept on playing on a team for like ever since we developed like into like high school years, and we've been getting along very well. It's all about chemistry. That's what brothers do. They fight, but they come through and get that victory for one another, and they fight for one another. My brother, he's a teammate, and everybody on the team is my brother. Matter of fact, like nobody's just a teammate. Everybody's a brother. We fight for one another. We have each other's backs, and no matter what, we always be there for one another, catch them when they're falling. It's kind of funny. Like we'll just go back and forth. Like there's times where we're like very close, and that's what brothers are supposed to be like. Like again, I said, relationships between family is always strong, and no matter what, we can't let one another go. So it's like it's the same on the baseball field. Whenever he's struggling, I'm there to pick him up, but that's not very often. He's a very good baseball player. He's always working hard, and he always finds a way to push through, and that's all I care about is he's getting us victories, pushing forward as a team. There's no individuals. We're all a team. We're all brothers, and no matter what, we're family. His confidence. He thinks he can shut down everybody. That's key, though. Without confidence, you're nothing. Confidence is a key factor to success. Without confidence, you may lead to your downfall. And Casey has a lot of confidence. He's confident in all his pitches. No matter what, he may be the player that's always like joking around on and off the field, but when it comes to game time, he's always on the mound doing work, putting his best foot forward and just getting the job done.
He leads by example. He's very humble when it comes to being a leader. He's one of those people that lets his actions speak for themselves. He's not very a vocal person, he's not very loud, but he gets the job done, and that's what makes him special. He's always on top of his things. I usually go to him for advice because I'm closer to him than anybody on the team. But he's always been there for me, helped me get through problems and just helped me push forward. Usually after every practice or after game, we talk about what we did and what we could have done better as an individual and what we could do to help out the team when the game comes around. Oh man, if we won CIF together, it'd be a family story. We would be able to tell our kids, our grandchildren, and just other family members. I mean, winning CIF and winning league is always memorable.
Here we go, back live
Excuse
on
me.
the Blitz, and we're talking about Tahquitz. Camouflage uniforms, very popular right now.
I'm sick of them.
How can you be sick?
Been played.
Listen,
I don't know. I just don't like them.
It's the thing.
If you're really going to do baseball camouflage uniforms, you do something like a dark green jersey that has 330 on one side of the top of the shirt, so they think they don't see you in the outfield wall when they hit it to your
literally
field.
blend into the field.
Yeah, or if you're going to be a base stealer, you have the red chalk, the orange chalk look with white, and if you slide into the base, they won't see you. Okay, stupid.
Hey,
But there is one thing that's interesting.
What?
Tahquitz, I know this. Here's a silly fact you don't know.
Because you're a fashion guru.
Tahquitz is green and Las Vegas gold. It's not just gold, it's Vegas gold.
Well, that begs the question, what is Las Vegas gold?
I was saying it was built on the back of the worker. I don't know.
It looks like the 49ers gold, right? I mean, like when you look at USC.
Or fool's gold. Just kidding.
Wait, because you're a UCLA guy. I get it. Wait, but it's different than what like the UCLA gold
Yeah, it is.
going on, right?
It has more of a brown look to it, like a bronze kind of tint to it, but I don't know. It does look like Vegas gold. When you go to Vegas, you do see that kind of gold.
See, when I think of gold, I think of like the gold rush in California. Was there some sort of correlation between gold in the city of Las Vegas or Nevada? There must have been, right?
Well,
Las Vegas
if you're going to
gold.
gamble in Vegas at one point in your life, you're going to be...
You needed gold, right? Or you're going to win gold.
Yeah, I don't know how that works out. How have we gotten off the trail so far?
I have no idea. But speaking of
Nonetheless, you did see about the Garcia brothers from Tahquitz High School. They look like two pretty strapping kids.
They're really good. I mean, and Casey does do some hitting, but he does most of his damage from the mound. He's a great pitcher. He's undefeated on the year. I think 7-0 at this point. And Anthony's kind of that, silent leader. He leads by example. I think he leads the team in runs. He's hitting close to 500 on the season.
Wow.
So I mean, they've got a good core in place to do something special this season.
Well, and it's been building for a few years out there at Tahquitz. They've been battling, and it's been building out there. So
they've won the league title, but you want to take that next step to make your mark as a dominant program.
I think it was 2 years ago. I saw him in a really tight battle with Woodcrest when Woodcrest had really, really good pitching. And
I think Woodcrest won it that year, right?
They did, but they gave Woodcrest everything they could take, and Woodcrest barely walked out of there with a win. And then last year, I forget what they did in the playoffs last year, but
quarterfinals.
I was going to say that's what I was going to say. I think they finished quarterfinals, so obviously they're back on the door, knocking.
Yeah, Coach Ron Savage had said before that they've had that role of underdogs in certain situations, even though they were league champs.
Hey, we're trying to work over here, guys.
And there's Leonard. I mean, the Puma guys were really excited to meet this guy, Leonard Russell. I mean, NFL star, right?
And then there he goes.
No, he's coming back.
Time, baby.
Hey, Leonard. You let down some high school football players. They came in here and they were really looking forward to meeting you. You never came over and said hi.
I did. I came over to these guys right here.
You came over before you got here. You were late. You were late.
Big dog, see that?
I'm way ahead of you. Sorry.
He rolled in and, of course I said, "What up, Leonard?" And then the Chaparral guys came in and I said, "You know who that is?" And they're like, Tukua knew. He's like, "That's Leonard Russell." I'm like, "You're darn right, that's Leonard Russell, former NFL star. Made his name, I guess, with the Patriots, although I like to think he was, on the Chargers." And so I introduced him to the guys. And,
Rams and Broncos, too, I believe.
Rams and Broncos as well.
And Chargers. Dumped on his head. Ended his career.
Sad.
It's a sad story.
But he was great. He's still doing big things here, giving high fives to all the little kids. That's one of the coolest things here at Adrenaline is when he's giving high fives to these little, 3 feet, 4 feet tall.
It's almost scary too, because when you shake his hand, it's like a bear paw.
And look, he's doing one of these, where you stand up and you put your hand as high as you can, and the little kids are trying to jump and grab it. Works on their vertical leap, I guess.
That's right. And that's he's trying to improve vertical leap.
All right, back to Tahquitz in the camouflage that you don't like.
I didn't say I don't like it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm just, it's great.
Well,
great.
Picture this, camouflage with brown and yellow. Temecula Valley.
Ooh.
They do it, but they wear it well.
I would like to say what that sounds like, but I'm not going to.
Well, speaking of Temecula Valley, they're now in first place in the Southwestern League. They've kind of been bouncing all around in this meat grinder of a league right now.
I would like to see camouflage Roosevelt style.
Blue and orange, or like navy and orange, right?
Yeah.
That would work.
That looked pretty cool.
Pretty wild, pretty bright.
With a white shirt.
I like their colors anyway.
But we digress.
So Temecula Valley 7-3 right now in the Southwestern League. Right behind them, Great Oak, Murrieta Valley, one game back at 6-4. Vista Murrieta at 5-5. So many good teams in this league, and they just take turns beating up each other.
Well, and I was looking at the Max Preps, their regional rankings, and first of all, the Southwestern League dominates the West. I think there are 4 teams in the West rankings.
I believe it.
And of the West region, that has the highest. What do you want to say? The teams get the highest point scores
because they're playing other good teams.
And they're in the 16s and 17s. And if you look at any other region of the United States, most teams are somewhere between 14 and 15, which says a lot about the Southwestern League because the Southern section's huge, and there's a lot of good baseball in the Southern section, but.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about those Orange County schools and some of those private schools, but you can't sleep on the Inland Empire, especially the Southwestern League. We saw at the Boris Classic.
Yeah.
Vista Murrieta and Temecula Valley played for the title. The Broncos won that, but Great Oak also had a great showing. I think they finished in 5th at the Boris Classic.
And there's all kinds of great talent. I mean, Kyle Plantier, and you can go down the list. I mean, there's just a lot of great players in Southwestern League.
And speaking of the Boris Classic, Temecula Valley now will play Elk Grove, which is just like the southern end of Sacramento, for the Boris Classic title at the University of Pacific on Saturday. And even though there's not truly a state championship for high school baseball in California, the closest thing we have is to a CIF title. Some people say this is the closest thing we can come to a real state champion. So,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Temecula Valley, Elk Grove this Saturday.
Do they rotate that north-south, north-south?
I don't know how they work that out.
Because it'd be nice to see it down here. I've not seen that.
Yeah, I don't know where it was at last year, but this year it's in
Kyle
Stockton.
would know, but Kyle's not here.
Kyle's doing his Cal League thing, but
he did his Cal League thing this morning.
But so if
Kidding, Kyle,
if
kidding.
Temecula Valley wins, can they claim they're a state champion? I don't know. Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess you could, right?
Well, they put the best in the southern region. They put the best teams. You don't get to pay a fee and play.
Yeah.
They pick you to come play, right? It's an invitational.
At the Boris Classic, they only select the best.
It's an invitational.
And it's invitational. And they pick who they want in there, and it's always the very best. And if you get through there and win that Southern California title, then I guess you deserve that chance at a state championship. So that's this Saturday. So the Southwestern League's a battle. So is the Mountain Valley League right now. Citrus Valley and Harupa Hills are all even up, although Citrus Valley holds the head-to-head right now. They won 2 out of 3 against the Spartans. And do you remember this back at Christmas time? I was so excited to tell you about this. That Citrus Valley's head coach, Ron Carmody, got married on the baseball field at Citrus Valley High School.
Yes, I remember that.
Would you ever dream of doing something like that?
No.
You'd never do that?
At the baseball field at Citrus Valley, no. I'd
Well,
pass.
how about, let me ask you this then. Okay, so obviously baseball is very, very important to Ron Carmody.
Right.
And I get that. So what's very, very important to you? If you were going to have your wedding somewhere based on what's important to you, where would it be? Would it be like on the green of a golf course?
It would probably be where I just came from, to Augusta National.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Taco Bell.
No, that was lunch.
Okay. No, Augusta. I mean, that's
wow.
That's
Augusta National will probably be one.
That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Pebble Beach would be another cool one.
Yeah.
But I'd probably have to say somewhere like that'd be cool to do it in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I mean anywhere. I mean just pick
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Just anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, the train tracks out back here, over there.
I don't think your wife would go for that though.
She got to cross the tracks to marry me, honey.
You're from the other side of the tracks.
It's a romance not wanted.
Can you get married at Augusta? I don't know if you can.
No, I tell you what, it'd take a lot of money
Unless
or
you're
a
Jack
membership.
Nicklaus or
it's a
someone of
green
that
jacket
sort.
to do that, I believe, but it would be cool. That is cool. So, what does that have to do with anything, by the way? You just brought it up?
So Ron Carmody has had a lot of great moments on the baseball diamond. Getting married on the baseball diamond, obviously one of them. But there's also some heartbreak because if you go back to last year's CIF championship game, his team was 1 out away from winning the CIF title in extra innings, and his team had a 4-1 lead in the 8th inning.
Oh, that's right.
And Oak Hills came back and won 5-4. So he went from heartbreak, and a couple months later he got married. So 2 opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of emotions for Coach Carmody about,
So do you think they're going to come back and redeem themselves there?
He thinks so. I mean, they lost some really good players, but they've got, some good players. You always need good players to kind of fill those gaps and step in. And right now they're first place in the league, and they've got a shot. They feel like they've got a shot. They've got 2 good pitchers, and that's what you need, kind of 2 pitchers to go back-to-back and get you through the playoffs. So we talked to Coach about, based on last year's heartbreaking loss, how that might fuel or motivate this year's team, and if they can get back to the Division V championship CIF.
The best thing would happen for us is to win a CIF championship at the UCR on a last-minute hit, and we're winning in this game this time. That would be the most awesome part of my baseball career. That would definitely take the cake, definitely.
For you and for the guys coming back.
For the guys coming back, absolutely.
You think about that game much?
Oh,
is it fuel? Is it motivation?
It's been absolutely. It's been fuel. From day one when we got back, we had 2 of our veteran guys, Chase Lockwood and Tyler Penix, texting me going, I can't wait to get back to my team. I can't wait to get back and get started so we can try to get back to the championship. So, I mean, it started even before the season started. So, I mean, in August. So, it's good times.
Thinking that the big picture might stress people out, but I think if we just continue to work hard and practice and grind through, I think we can have a shot. We just got to pull together, and our chemistry will get going.
Honestly, I think all it takes is just to relax and play the baseball the way we do. I mean, because when we play baseball how we normally play, we're good, but when we start getting like a little too serious and like uptight, we don't really play as good as we normally do. So just got to play relaxed.
Tyler, how do you guys stay chill? How do you guys relax? Like you said, don't get too uptight.
Well, like a lot of it's like we like to goof off a little bit. We're a loose bunch, so we like to mess around a few times. But it's like it's serious, but it's not too serious. Like just have a little fun here and there.
All right, so it's been well documented that you don't like camouflage. What do you think of Citrus Valley's uniforms?
Vegas gold, baby. Did you see them?
Right?
It's the same thing as Tahquitz.
And I was just looking up what is Las Vegas gold, if you want to be technical. And
Las Vegas gold is the color that Tahquitz and Citrus Valley have. We just came to that conclusion, remember?
Let's see, I'm looking up shades of gold. There's golden yellow, sun glow, golden poppy.
I don't think you're going to find it.
There's Cal Poly Pomona gold, UCLA gold.
At this point,
man.
we're boring the people.
I'm sorry. I had it right here, and of course my phone.
He can't find it, though.
Vegas gold. Let's see. Associated with the glamorous casinos and hotels of the Las Vegas Strip. It's the official athletic color of Boston College, Pittsburgh Panthers, Pittsburgh Penguins, South Florida Bulls, and so on. So
we are full on that one.
So Tahquitz's not the only one to go Las Vegas gold on you.
Well, that I do like the color.
And we know it's not UCLA gold. UCLA gold has its own distinct color, according to Wikipedia.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Bruins don't want to share something so special like that, right?
No.
All right.
So what are we doing here?
That's it, man. It's been an hour. I know.
Already?
Time flies when you're having
Time
fun,
flies,
right?
yeah.
So we got to thank the Chaparral football team, the big boys eating those PB&J sandwiches.
That was very funny. I guess they really like those.
Well, what did you say to Coach? How did you get them so big and strong?
Yeah.
What did he say? The weight room?
They weight lift and eat PB&J. And I said, really? I said, I eat PB&J, and I don't weight lift.
You don't weight lift. I do one of those too, so do I.
I knew I was missing something. Maybe we should try it out.
Hey,
because they looked, I mean, come on, those guys looked like they were ready to play today.
Talk to Leonard, man. He does, all the training here. Maybe that'll be part of a regiment, you know.
And what was the? I'm sorry, because I lose their name. What was the? Is it Mason?
Mason Walter, yeah.
Mason Walter looks like he could probably fill out a little bit too. He could still get.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen
eat a couple more PB&Js and be okay.
And he could be pretty solid.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So, thanks to Chaparral for making that trip up here. We really appreciate it. And a quick flyby from the great Leonard Russell to pop his head in here. I know he's busy. He's got a lot going on.
To correct me.
Thank you, Leonard. Yes. So thank you for joining us here on the HS Game Time Live Blitz. We really appreciate it. And a big thanks to Adrenaline Athletic Training for hosting the show every single Wednesday live at 5:30. For Zink, I'm Pep, and we'll see you again next Wednesday on the Blitz.